My Big Fat Pull List is the name of this highly produced special mission podcast. Its purpose? To provide deep dives for the listeners covering comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture.
Greetings, fellow nerds. It's I, your illustrious host and most handsome man, Pistol Danger. As always, I know, thank you. As always, flanked on my left by
Dr. Impact.
And on my right by
Dragonus Prime.
And I don't have time to talk about the small stuff, because we're getting right into the big picture. Ooh. We're talking Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Thank you.
See what you did, the small stuff and the big stuff. I get it. Okay.
Thank you. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube videos about people when they rewrite stories and they have fun with, like, what could have been better. You know, hindsight.
Those are great to watch.
Hindsight is beautiful. And what I noticed with Ant-Man Quantumania, a lot of people just said, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it could be a lot better. So I am taking my hat off and throwing it in the rewrite.
So you're going to be one of the YouTube rewriters right now.
Okay.
So what we're going to have the editor do, which I know he loves this, is I'm going to have him put in a lot of clips. I'm going to give him time codes. No, it's just going to be this. But first, like, we'll talk about Ant-Man Quantumania.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I don't know how you gentlemen felt, but I thought it was okay. It was fun. I don't rate Marvel movies on a good scale, like good, bad, or whatever. Was it fun to me?
Yeah, that's a good scale. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, even the worst Marvel movies, which I would say would be like
Love and
Thunder, Dark World, Iron Man 2, Eternals, even the worst Marvel movies are still fun, and they're still good, certainly better than 90% of what DC has put out so far. So no, I'm with you. I don't rate Marvel movies on whether they're good or bad, because they're all basically good.
Yeah.
I will say that, yes, I'm with you. There were issues that I had, but I think I enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania more than most did. Now, I still see major problems, but yes.
Now, real quick, when you say there's no such thing as a bad Marvel movie, they're all good, are we talking just MCU?
Yes.
Okay, because I'll say I'll make an argument for Elektra, because that's a terrible film.
You know, Elektra and the TV movie Man-Thing, I think, are the only two Marvel-related films of any kind that I've never seen.
One of them I think you should see. Not that it's going to be good, but Man-Thing may be enjoyable.
Yeah.
I can't bring myself to watch the Elektra one. I'm also not a big Jennifer Garner fan.
Same.
She's fine, but I'm not, But anyway, yeah.
What did you think of Quantumania?
I enjoyed it. Yes, there are lots of weird holes in it. There are problems where I sat there and I go, ooh, I could definitely tell that's CG, which kind of pulls me out of it sometimes. But my biggest complaint, I think, with it is I don't feel Kang fits with Ant-Man. In fact, I remember when they first talked about it, that Kang was the villain, I thought, well, this is kind of a waste of a major Marvel villain.
And I can see that. As a side note, we're not going to talk about anything Jonathan Majors. That's not for us to talk about.
Yes, yeah.
I could see that, and I agree to an extent about that. I would say I would push back that there's not just Kang, there's also Kang. Do you know what I mean? This is just a Kang as opposed to
true.
And the
Council of Kang.
I see what you're saying as well.
But
it doesn't bother me because I kind of looked at it as, well, this is the beginning of a much larger thing. So I didn't have that. I see what you mean, but I didn't have that same kind of issue. I think for me, it was more that
MODOK.
No, I actually didn't mind MODOK, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people had a problem with him. I'm one of the few who didn't. I mean, he looks weird, but MODOK is weird. Yeah. I thought,
the no hair was a choice.
The best, that was. But I thought, if you're going to do MODOK, it's already a weird idea to begin with. Like,
and you've already wasted AIM in Iron Man 3.
Right, so it's like, okay, well, if this is how you're going to work him in, I'm fine with that. No, I think more my issue was that it really could have been anybody.
Yeah.
In
Ant-Man's role?
Yes. Yeah. In Ant-Man's role, it really could have been anybody. And I don't know why it was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, she really wasn't
No, you could remove the Wasp completely, and it changes nothing.
Outside of the very last scene.
There's 2 scenes I'd argue she's pivotal, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But no, I agree, because this really felt like they tried to make this the Kang and Janet movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could have been your Wasp.
Yeah.
That's your Ant-Man and the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
If only she would have suited up at some point. Because I loved Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, me too.
My favorite character was Michael Douglas's Hank. I loved it. I like ants.
I was expecting him to die throughout the entire thing.
So was I. Although, again, I would say that Hank, I would put Hank in the, even though I loved Michael Douglas, I just love Michael Douglas, I would put Hank in the same category as Evangeline Lilly's Wasp. You could remove him, and you could have had everything that he did could have been done by
You could have had
anybody
one or the
else,
other.
and it would have,
You could have combined them. I think you need
or maybe
one.
you could have combined. Yeah, it's just there was a lot in there that was like, let's just put this in here because we don't have anywhere else to go with it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. This movie, it was fun, but the story definitely could have used a couple more passes at it. Mm-hmm. So that's where I come in. A couple more passes. Oh, man. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, and I'm sorry. I think mine's better than yours.
Was that you trying to be diplomatic?
That was me trying to be diplomatic.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't make the money the writer of this made. Yeah, I don't make any money.
Murphy wasn't here to see you.
Yeah,
and he'll
Be
never see
magnanimous.
this because we never recorded it.
Correct.
Wait,
we actually edited
we
this
are
out.
on, right? Yeah, okay. Yes.
So in my head, like I gave myself kind of rules. Like
Sure.
it had to kind of follow the same beats.
Yep. Sure.
I couldn't rewrite everything.
Sure.
I couldn't take anyone out. Essentially, like I couldn't combine Janet and Hank, or Janet and Hope. And I had to stay within the big set pieces too.
Okay. So basically, you're looking at what they would call the position of a script doctor, essentially. Yes. Somebody that would come in and tweak and tighten and polish.
Mm-hmm. So does that make you Dr. Danger and you Pistol Impact?
Well, it'd just be Doctor.
Doctor.
Dragoness has DR in it.
No.
I'll just sit over here and quiet.
Yep. Thankfully.
So let's jump in. In my head, the opening can mostly stay the same. I think it's a little long, like everything coming together, but it's fine. I do I love Paul Rudd.
Same here. Yeah.
And
I could watch that guy paint a wall.
Yeah, and then show me a film of Mac and Me. It's great. I love it. And I love that he wrote a book. I love that we find Scott in this position, and I like that. I think that creates an interesting place for his character to go that they just don't go.
Yeah.
I don't mind the recasting of Cassie. To me, that's whatever.
Yeah, same here.
I was like,
I feel bad for the other actress,
yes.
but as a fellow actor, I feel bad for her. But other than that, but as far as the movie goes,
we never got really attached to her in the other film.
Yeah.
So that's all fine. I can say my first change comes when they're in the basement with the whole family.
Okay.
Here, Cassie explains what the device is first before just immediately flipping it on. And Janet tries to talk them out of it. Scott, wanting to reconnect with his daughter and feel like he's important to her, argues that if there are people in trouble, we need to help them in any way we can. Not assuming the giant, apocalypse that's about to happen to him. Apocalypse is a big word.
He seemed very much, at least if I remember right, I don't want to help people.
He's aggressively passive in this movie.
Yeah.
As a character, he has no agency. Everything happens to him and he reacts.
That's a good point. I didn't quite realize that till you just said that.
Yeah. So he, standing up for his daughter, is like, no, we're going to help people. To which Janet relents. And then this actually was a huge sore for me in the movie. I hate the trope of, I'm not going to tell you what's going on because it's for your own good, you understand?
I know.
Fucking hate that. Okay?
Yeah, it always bothers me, even on a smaller scale of when people say, "Oh, you go over there and do this and wait for the signal," and then they're like, "What's the signal?" You'll know it when you see it. Just tell me.
Yeah.
The time that you took to tell me you'll know it when you see it, you could have told me what it was.
What's the thing look like? You'll know when you see it.
Yeah.
That's literally in the movie.
Yeah.
When he,
in the I don't remember that.
when
I only saw it the once. So
when Scott jumps in because Kang wants him to shrink the thing, Scott's like, "Well, what's it look like?" And
You'll know
Kang
it when
literally
I see
goes,
it.
"You'll know it when you see it."
Yeah. That's also going to be changed. But here, Scott convinces everyone that we're going to do this. We're going to try and help people, and Cassie and make Cassie proud of him. To which Janet relents and okay, fine. Let me tell you about my time in the quantum realm and when I met Kang. But the second she says Kang, device goes off. Boom! Now they're starting to get sucked in.
Sure.
We don't.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah, that
so
would work. Yeah.
we don't get anything, which I think gives Ant-Man now agency because he's actively choosing to go to the quantum realm,
Right.
or at least try
Right.
and help those people in another way. We can keep them separating. It's fine. The family and then the two families. Whatever. Who cares? That'll be fine. For the beginning, it's with the Pims. That can all stay the same essentially as well, except after she holds them against a tree to keep them from the ship, she then goes into the backstory.
At that point when they're walking,
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah. Then they come across the nomads. She cuts the guy's arm off. Ha 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 ha. Give me the giant flying manta ray.
Honestly, that logically makes more sense because what else are they going to be talking about while they're walking?
Right.
Yeah,
That
right.
bothered the shit out of me. Like,
yeah.
tell me. I did like this movie. It just,
No, it has issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott and Cassie meeting the denizens are fine. I want to rewrite them. I want to rewrite them a little bit stronger.
There
In
were a
this.
lot of holes in it.
Yeah. I like that dude. I thought he was funny. Oh God, what's his name from The Good Place?
The telepath guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
A YouTuber I watched, Nando V Movies, cast him as Reed Richards. I really like that casting. I think if you watch The Good Place, you can see I think he would make a good fit for Reed Richards. And I think he still can because fuck this movie now? Whatever. Also,
And multiverse.
yeah. So we'll see. I do want to change their purpose. They're not just hanging around. They're going to actively say that they're going to try and storm the Capitol.
They're freedom fighters.
They're freedom fighters. They're going to get their friends that have been captured. And that now is the prime time to do it because their guy on the inside knows.
I think I know where their guy on the inside is, but keep going.
Yes, because I'm switching the redemptions here. Then we cut to the bar scene, the fun little Star Wars bar scene. That guy's got broccoli for a head.
Yeah.
I
just want to point out these quantum aliens looked more like Star Wars characters than any aliens in Marvel movies.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I like that. I like
it was cool.
how weird
Yeah.
it was. The meeting with Bill Murray goes off. He comes in with the guards this time and then dismisses them. It's like, don't worry. I'm going to talk to a friend, blah, blah, blah.
What a way to waste Bill Murray.
He's sitting down again.
Well, I'm even surprised that he agreed to do a movie like this, to be honest with you.
He got to sit down and talk to him.
He got a big
Yeah.
Marvel paycheck.
That's what, he would, right.
He needed some new golf clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had another problem with the whole shot reshot. That's this whole movie. It's I'm talking. Now you're talking. Now I'm talking. But just show the big table and show him talking.
Yeah.
After he dismisses the guards, he leans into Janet. He's like, "Thank God you're here, because we're about to storm Kang's citadel."
That's where I thought you were going.
Yeah. Because she thinks he was the general that betrayed the people. He's been working from the inside.
Sure.
And he's like, now that you're here, you were one of the fiercest freedom fighters. With you leading the charge, we can finally take Kang. Great. The second he says Kang, guards storm in. There's an explosion outside. The fight begins. And then eventually Kang shows up here. He doesn't say anything. He just stands there and holds Bill Murray frozen in time after he said his name. The Pims start to fight. They get away. Janet and Hank and whoever throws like the discs at Kang. He catches them, pulls them in, puts them in his pocket or wherever, kills Bill, and then walks onto his ship, making eye contact with Janet and not saying a word.
Okay.
I think the idea that Bill Murray's character working from the inside, I think works better because he was like this big general, like alongside Janet.
Also, we've completely wasted his character because he's just I'm a bad guy. I turned on you. Why do we care you turned on us? We've never met you. We've never heard of you.
Not only that, but the way that they've got him in the film right now is that it's literally just we need to somehow get exposition out. So here,
tell, don't show.
Mm-hmm. After that, we jump back to Scott and Cassie. The fight goes about the same. Mm-hmm. Eventually, MODOK shows up and he captures them. Mentioning like, you had a guy on the inside. No, your guy on the inside was always known.
Right.
Like, giving away that they were using Bill Murray to get to them. Mm-hmm. People are captured. Same way. And then we can even... I really like the jail interrogation scene.
I thought that was cool.
One of my favorite. Like, have I killed you? Is such a baller line.
We got the same similar physique.
Yeah. Him said, are you the one with the hammer? No. I would have had him maybe rough up, or had him have MODOK rough up Cassie a bit to drive the point. Because I think in this movie they wasted MODOK as a boogeyman for Cassie. Because
I agree.
She kept building that up.
Yes. And then there's like a 3-second chase scene, and then...
He didn't want to be a dick.
Yeah, great. I don't care.
God, that bugged the hell out of me.
We're going to get to that, too.
The whole dick scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're going to play it basically straight, except once we get to the part where Scott agrees and they open the portal, I want there to be 2 smaller heists in this, because that's what Ant-Man has above all the Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's a criminal. Yep. He knows heists. He's smart. He picks his spot, and he knows how to choose it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And in this, we've established that even if just very lazily, that Cassie is almost a genius on level with Hank Pym, because she builds the device.
Yep.
Right. So he agrees and says goodbye to her. Blah blah blah. They go down. They kind of come up with a plan. Like, okay, we can't just shoot discs at the big thing. There has to be a way to... we have to shrink it in parts, because otherwise it blows. And it takes everyone with it. So there's a little bit of stakes there. They come up...
Not do the probability stuff?
No, we still do that.
Okay.
Because that will come in. So they come up with a plan, and when they get down there, he still does the earpiece. We don't hear from MODOK at all. As much as I think that's cute, we just don't. As he's doing it, that's when the probability stuff comes in. They don't know it, but now it's a huge benefit to them, because now he can have Ice Cream Scott go, put this one there, put this disc there. I need you to go to different places. Mm-hmm. And then the final piece, once we get it off, will be the big core. And so we can still have the ant tower, still have all of that. And we can still have at the end, something's gone wrong. Somebody set it off too early. Ice Cream Pin doesn't know Ice Cream Scott doesn't know what's going on, so he accidentally sets it up. Well, shit, now we've all got to start moving, because it's shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And that's when Hope can come back in, save the day. She can get him in there close enough that he can hit the core, and now it all shrinks in time without blowing everyone up. Boom. Kang will keep Cassie and Janet, and fuck the other 2 right off. Hank will go somewhere else, as always. In this, though, he's going to monologue to Janet like he did in there, and what did you see, et cetera, et cetera. And then he's going to send them with MODOK down to the jail cell with a window, because he knows this army's coming, and he's going to want them to watch as he destroys her rebel army once and for all. Eventually, they're going to be able to convince MODOK to open the door to fight them. Because this MODOK doesn't have funny moments. He's very, you fucked my life up.
He is designed only for killing?
He is designed only for killing. Yes. Or comedy with a K,
I was going to say, not designed only for comedy. Yeah.
And while that's happening and they're doing that, we cut to the other Pyms and Scott, and they're coming up with a break-in now. Now they have to break into the Citadel. We're not just going to do He Goes Giant Man as a stall. He and Hope have to break into the building to free everyone and disable everything and steal the core.
What he does is he goes and he gets the entire schematics of the prison tattooed on it.
Yes. Actually, that's exactly what happens. Yes. This movie becomes 6 hours because we watched the whole tattooing process.
And then after he's done with that, he leaves that and jumps over to another universe where he gets a cold gun.
Yes.
And becomes a foil for a guy that, I don't know, can, I guess, maybe run really fast or something.
Usain Bolt, yes.
Yeah. Who would run really fast? That's a stupid
Usain Bolt is actually...
So that's how that goes as we slowly, because we've kept everybody separate this whole time, and now we're going to start putting the pieces to bring them all together. So after they come up with a plan, like, yeah, we're going to do it, blah, 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 with some of the resistance fighters, the resistance fighters are going to they're going to do the fight anyway, so they're going to agree to help do the fight to cause the distraction that gives Janet and Scott the time to get in there. So MODOK and Kang aren't exactly paying attention.
Sure.
As the MODOK fight happens, Cassie and Janet split. MODOK chases Cassie because he's her boogeyman.
Right.
And even though it was like 30 seconds, I liked her using the shrinking ability and growing ability to kind of like get around and keep escaping from MODOK, whereas he essentially kind of juggernauts his way and just blows through things.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to have like a funner extended sequence with that, where she's going to like cause him to knock himself out by charging headfirst into something he couldn't just bust through. So he's going to be out. While this is happening, Janet is going to have freed the main freedom fighter, the one with the staff, whose name, whatever.
The female one?
Yes.
Okay. She was cool.
Yeah, I liked him. We didn't spend enough time with him for me to care about any of them.
Right.
But yes.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like that was a huge waste, is they literally say you were a huge freedom fighter, and then she does nothing.
Right.
So instead,
But they told us.
Yes.
So therefore it's okay.
Yep.
So we're going to do the whole big hologram scene with her instead of Cassie now,
Makes sense.
rallying the troops.
Because why would they listen to Cassie? They don't know Cassie.
Right.
That's what I never understood that.
Yeah. There's no history there for them to trust, and yeah.
Unless you say beforehand too, and I was rewriting your rewrite, that Cassie's already been visiting the quantum realm.
Yeah, but then you run into a bunch of other major rewrites then too. So yeah.
Believe me, I spent at least 20 minutes thinking of this. All possibilities.
More time than obviously they did on certain moments, I guess.
Right? What we find out is why Cassie's able to do this is because Scott and Hope have infiltrated. And they are starting to just dismantle things, destroy rooms, take it down from the inside. And that's why when Kang originally shows up to give his big speech, it's cut down. And then they're able to hack in because they're taking out small things. Right. Eventually, they make their way to the central room. They take a lot of it down, but as they go for the core, Scott says, I don't know, where do you think Kang is? And again, boom. Right when you say his name, he shows up. Yeah. I want that to be a constant theme, as I don't know if you've caught that. Every time you say Kang's name, he either shows up or something bad's going to happen. It's foreshadowing. He blows the room, and then we end on the ground where all of them did that fight, where it was a very fun fight where, they try and go small. No, I go big. No, blah, blah, blah. We don't got him. Oh, thank God it's Hank. So all that's going on, the ants are coming, but now Kang's holding his own. Like, the shield is working. He's blasting ants. It's not a big thing. Here comes MODOK, rip-roaring back, screaming Cassie. He's coming to kill her. He's not coming because he's not a dick, whatever. He comes. This is where Cassie will finally go big. And she'll go big as he's coming and punch him into the force field, breaking it.
Oh, yeah.
And now the ants can rip and take him apart.
Yeah.
Boom. There is no redemption for him. Once Cassie goes big.
Well, he's not that's the thing that bugged me too. Darren Cross has never shown to have any redeeming quality in the
Thank you.
movie.
Yes.
That was an issue that I had as well. If he had been a decent person before he had the Yellow Jacket suit mess with him, then I could understand, they're still good there. But the suit and the particles in that are not what made him a dick.
Yeah.
He was a dick to begin with.
Yes. Yep.
He was just a dick, period. So why would
He ran
have
Hank out of his own company.
Right.
Yeah.
So why would he have a redemption arc?
Also, he doesn't meet Hank in this. There's none of that. Oh, Hank, it's me. Haha. Now I'm going to shoot. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe you still have it, and that's why Hank doesn't fight.
Whatever.
Kang. It doesn't matter. I don't think you do. Hank
I like him better as
back.
a foil for Cassie.
Yes. And so when Cassie goes big, punches him square into that, it knocks him out, kills him. I don't
She
know.
overcomes her boogeyman.
Yes. And this is where you do the Scott goes big. They do the hug. This is so weird.
Citrus.
Yeah. I want a lime or a lemon. Yeah. That's when you do this. Now she's exhausted. Now we can move to the end. Because now one of our big players is out. Scott's kind of... they're all tired from having this big fight with Kang.
I'm tired from listening to all this.
Me too. Let's go to the next page because I printed my stuff out. Like a news reporter would. Right?
Stay classy, San Diego.
When the family makes it back to the control room, they start for their plan, except something goes wrong.
As it does.
And eventually Cassie realizes that the door cannot be opened on their end. Like they can open their door, someone has to open it on the other end. Because in the original, MODOK found her because she opened that door.
Right.
So now they're fucked. Nothing can happen. They're screwed. Admittedly, I got this idea because I was watching How It Should Have Ended. It's a funny YouTube show.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and they're super cute. They're animated. I've tweaked it to fit my purposes here, but like this is kind of I had a different ending, but I like this one better because this is where we bring in the door opens and then you hear da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na as Luis comes through, and they're like, yes, I know. Part of Ant-Man was the fun side characters.
Yeah,
but you got the psychic guy you didn't know, or the guy with the shooty head, or holes.
I mean, they were all fun, but
They were fun, but
Louis
we didn't have anything built with them.
Yeah. I mean, and even if they didn't need to include all of the other guys from Scott's old
You need
crew,
Luis.
That was another major issue I felt with the film is that it did not feel like an Ant-Man movie. And that's fine. Like, if you want to take Ant-Man to the quantum realm and do a heist down there and all that, that's fine. But it did not feel... It felt like, we're going to do Ant-Man by way of...
Avengers.
Ragnarok, Love and Thunder, and Guardians. And it's like, not everything has to be Guardians, guys.
Yeah.
Guardians works because it's Guardians. We don't have to do that everywhere.
It's Guardians first, then Marvel. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, take your property first, and then, yes.
Yeah.
Luis explains that how he knew to do this was because, hey, man, there's some giant ants. And he goes into the Luis thing, where he's at his office.
He's telling us,
giant ants show up, blah, blah, blah. And then, okay, fine.
Also, there's a great moment there that could have filled in like a small little character gap, because we don't know, we never have been told, did Luis get blipped?
oh, yeah.
Did he stick around for the 5 years? Like,
That's a good point.
Because it could have been really funny if he did not get blipped and he comes in at a moment like this, and maybe he tries to go into one of his stories about the 5 years, and they have to stop him, and they're like,
science.
"We don't have time."
Yeah.
Or something. But like, because we don't know what happened to him during the blip, and not that that's crucial, but. Yeah,
It's something fun that's here that stalls time
Right.
for Kang to eventually recover again.
Right.
But yes, he goes into the thing. Hank goes in, Janet goes in, Hope goes in. Now it's more pronounced. Now Kang will call to Scott. So both Scott and Cassie will see. Shoves Cassie to save her. Still that fight. Because I like that fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Yeah, just the no powers, just I'm whipping your ass.
Yeah. And boy, he just demolishes Scott.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, side tangent about the movie, something that bothered the shit out of me on second rewatch is the helmets. Helmet on, helmet off.
Oh,
helmet on, helmet
all the
off, helmet on,
time.
helmet off.
Oh, constant.
Like,
yeah, I know.
I know you're
Yeah.
Paul Rudd. I know who you guys are. Just be in the helmet for at least until the fight's over. I don't need you in the middle of that first battle where MODOK shows up. Helmet on, do something. Helmet off. Cassie, helmet on, do something. But just keep it on. It's fine. We know he's Paul Rudd. Okay?
Yeah.
Maybe Cassie we're a little less clear on, but whatever.
Which was just another big shout out to Carl Urban for Dredd, because he refused to take the helmet off.
Yes.
It's like, thank you. That's
that movie.
It's a great
that's
movie.
a great movie. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I actually wrote a Netflix series for it. It's great. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, yes. Last fight happens same way. Eventually, Hope comes back. They put Kang in the quantum realm, or in the battery, whatever, and then they have their happy ending. Fine. In mine, though, I would like to have cut it right when he's like, oh my God, is Kang gone? Like, when it gets
When he's thinking?
Yeah, when he's doing that thinking thing, it gets real serious. And then I cut it when he's like, nope, doesn't matter. And then that kicks on, like, boom, cut it there. Post-credits can stay the same, I guess, but I've added 2. In the lab, or this doesn't have to be post-credits. This can be just them talking. Hank and Scott are in the lab downstairs. Hank's got some of the ants back. And Scott's just like, how did they know to do some of this? Like, what did they do? And Hank says, well, actually, when they told me they were, like a tier 2 civilization or class 2 civilization, whatever.
Whatever it was that he...
The blah blah civilization.
They found what seems like an unlimited power source. He goes, oh, really? What is it? And he looks him dead in the eyes and he goes, well, they called it the negative zone.
And that was a missed opportunity. I kept thinking somewhere along the line, negative zone's going to be mentioned.
I did absolutely as well.
I didn't even think of that. That's a perfect spot for it.
I thought we'd even get a shadow of a nihilist or something.
Side note and unrelated, I have not yet seen Guardians Volume 3 at this time, but from what I understand, originally that was not supposed to be the High Evolutionary. Originally that was supposed to be a nihilist. So, yeah, but anyway.
Things changed.
Yeah, right.
And then this is a tack on to a post-credits. After the Council of Kang, we kind of zoom out to the space, and we're inferring that we're now just in this nebulous area. We see Kang the Defeated floating by, and in his open hand, he opens, and it's those discs that he stole earlier.
Yeah, right.
And then his eyes open, boom, done.
Yeah. I feel like
that's my rewrite.
I think even that would have tightened things and made it. And again, listeners, don't get us wrong. We're not trying to say that this movie is terrible.
Right. No.
It's not. And if you watched our episodes in the past where we've talked about other films, we've talked about things like, let's say, like The Dark Knight Rises and how we have massive issues with that. I enjoyed this movie a hell of a lot more than Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot more, and I'm a big fan of the Justice League movie, even though it's a terrible film. I enjoy it. But this was a better film than that. I mean, it's a good movie. It is a fun movie, but it's just, there are so many things that you have figured out that tighten things, that connect things better. And I think continue to steer things in the same direction that they have without drastically altering that direction, but just tightening it.
Yep.
And making it better. I mean, that's what a script doctor is for.
Yeah. I believe a good friend of the show, Pedro Pascal, once said, it's good, but it could be better. Yeah. And that's what I hope I did, in the spirit of a couple of the YouTubers I named, and just as like a fun writing exercise. Like,
sure.
Like something like this, like how would I do it, like if I had the same resources? Like if somebody threw the script of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania down and was like, where's Wasp? Yeah.
and actually, now that you say that, that's actually a really great question to ask all of you guys out there, all the listeners. What do you think? This was fun. I think Prime and I were both into it. I think I speak for him when I say that we really enjoyed this.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, see? So, this was really fun. Yeah. This could be a really fun new type of series of episodes if you guys like it. Please let us know one way or the other. You know how to reach us through all of our social medias, or just right here in the comments on this video.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Everywhere,
Not Snapchat.
Not Snapchat. No, we don't do the Snapchat. But let us know if you like this, if you thought this was fun, because, if so, and if you guys want it, I would love to sit down with Dark Knight Rises and do what you did here with that, because I loved Batman Begins and Dark Knight so much, and Dark Knight Rises had so much potential.
I don't know if I want that.
I think I could improve it.
That's fair.
Okay.
I did not like that whole trilogy. That's another time, though. Let us know, because this was fun. I would like to do this. Like, it doesn't have to be comic book movies. Pick something else, I would
tell me how you would redo the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Actually, I do have some thoughts about that, but that'll be saved to next time. As always, I'm the illustrious.
Before we head out, though,
yes,
before we fly off,
our new closing segment,
we're going to give a quick shout out here to one of our personal favorite shops, comic shops in the St. Louis area. There is a shop called All American Comics and Collectibles, and I'm not sure if the Moe's Comics tag is still on there. It used to be Moe's All American Comics and Collectibles. I'm not sure, but essentially that's what this was. There's been a long-standing comic shop in St. Louis called Moe's Comics, and there was an equally long-standing shop called All American Comics, and the two merged some time ago. And now they're in a brand new location, which is great.
Oh, it's so nice.
I go there all the time. I know that you have a pull there. I know you've been there.
I travel with you guys, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's a great little shop. Anyway, strongly recommend checking that out. So there you go.
There you go. We shined a light, and our light's blinking. So as always,
So I think that's our time.
I'm Illustrious Pistol Danger. Go. You.
I'm Dr. Impact.
You. I'm Dragon's Prep. Next time.
And now you know. But as they say, knowing is only half the battle. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite platform. And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And spread the word to all the listers out there.